we really have not adopted or realized the hope of what's possible for a human being in this life. Our goals have been really modest. If they've been wealth, if they've been reputation, if they've been family, if they've been people, being liked, being loved. All full-time jobs, we have not yet really understood that there's something that contains life, from which life comes, from which we came as human beings, that is realizable, that is experienceable within inside of us. And that even though at our birth that was our ultimate reality, or just before it, just before we separated, even though it was our ultimate reality, little by little, by little, by little, bit by little, we went out. As we were supposed to. We went out to explore. Maybe not like Magellan explored and Columbus explored, but we went out to explore what was possible for us. What does a person do? We went out to explore, and we explore, and we explored, and we have explored, to the point that our explorations seem to be repetitious, unless we convince ourselves in some way that if we change our geographical location, or our traveling partners, or our wardrobe, or our appearance, that our next exploration will be different. But if we couldn't convince ourselves of that, and we weren't unfortunate enough to convince ourselves of that, we were fortunate enough to have trouble convincing ourselves that this next thing is going to be different, we stall, because the possibility of this interconnection to light, interconnection to sound, interconnection to the vibration of life, not in a metaphorical sense, but in an actual sense, is a potential experience for a human life. We've lost that thread, so our hopes are extremely modest. Our hopes are hopes of acquisition, hopes of quiet and entertainment and calm and lack of stress, lack of trouble, lack of problems. Not recognizing that human beings were not put on this earth in all their intricacy, in all their extraordinariness, in all their uniqueness, with the ultimate possibility of that human being is to experience of life with less trouble. Isn't that ludicrous? Doesn't that sound like what an over-design? Our thinking capacity alone is so intricate and capable that would be given to us, and our ability to feel and intuit and have compassion and all the capacities that human beings have would all be instilled in us, put into us, manufactured into us, so that we could live a life to decrease our problems. Not. There is something there, but we've been so involved in our problems, plans, and relationships, in scaling down the trouble that we have and trying to create smooth sailing for ourselves, so involved in that endeavor that we've lost the possibility of something far beyond that. The possibility of reconnecting to the energy that put us here in the first place. Not in a metaphorical sense, not in a New Age sense, but in actual sense, that we are in vibration. Not vibes, vibration. We're in the vibration of energy, we're in the vibration of light, we're in the vibration of sound. Not outside, but inside. We are its creation. And since we are its creation, it is in reach of us to feel that connection. And in feeling that connection, become filled up naturally from within, not from our successes and acquisition, not for our winning, not for the impressions we make, but filled up from within because of that natural connection that we've lost. And being filled up within, finding ourselves in a different position than we've ever been. And as we've become filled up within, becoming less in need of what happens outside us. Be willing to take the things that happen in life because we don't depend on them, because we can be filled up from within, or at least more filled up from within. We find ourselves able to actually give, not give with the hope of getting back, not being kind and compassionate circumstantially, but actually being filled up within and feeling that everything else is, well, it can't be for me. If I'm filled up within, where's it going to go? Nobody keeps filling the bathtub once it gets full, so when we're filled up, we are naturally, by our filled upness, giving without expecting return.